I thought we could start today with a short practice, something to help us get out of our heads and tap in a bit more fully to our bodies and our greater connection to that which is greater than us, which I have found to be an entirely life-changing practice. And I'm going to talk about why with some stories in this video today, but I thought we could begin with the practice itself. So I am seated. Sometimes this helps to be standing. We're going to keep it very simple, so there's not a lot I ask of you except your full attention here. So if you're otherwise engaged, just making sure that you can earn a space that you can give your attention, full attention here for, at least this first minute. So seated, standing, the first piece here, simply feeling your feet planted on the floor. Feeling the sensations in the bottom of your feet. Maybe you're barefoot, maybe you're in socks, maybe you're in shoes. Doesn't matter, just feeling these sensations on your feet, maybe pressing your feet a little bit more firmly into the ground. From this space, starting to sink a little bit deeper. What lies beneath your feet? Chances are you're in a space like me, in a building full of concrete, all our other human constructs. Starting to feel beneath it all, deeper, deeper down into the ground, into the earth. Feeling into the rocks, the soil. Perhaps there are even roots, other organisms down, deep down beneath where we sit here, stand here. So simply an invitation to be in this space here for a moment. Feet on the floor, sinking more fully deeper into the depths. What's really holding you here? What's holding you here on this ground? Feel free to pause, stay here as long as you would like. Moving forward here, I'm going to share a little bit more about why I bring us to this practice today. We just passed the spring equinox. Spring is in the air in all these different ways, and it really invokes in me this excitement. I love parts of winter, but more than anything, I love being out on the dirt, on the rocks. And, as we move out of these winter months, I'm really emerging from this space that is spending a lot of time indoors, spending a lot of time really focused internally. And as we're in this space now, this transition time, we're really, I'm really feeling into this energy that's shifting more to the external, to what, is alive out there that lights me up, that I am so excited to spend more time with. Now, when we're in these transition times, it's not like we're simply jumping from one space to the next. If you know anything about how nature really works, there's this joke here in northern New Mexico where I am that we have like 3 springs. Like first we get a little bit of a taste of dry ground and more light and sunshine and warmth. And then we're hit with more snowstorms. And when we get a little bit bigger taste of what's to come, and then we're hit with more snow. And now we're in a time where it's been day after day of snow, followed by just terrible wind today. And I feel like it's such a strong reminder of how things really work. I love this theme that, is the light, the dark, the heights, the depths. And we so often oversimplify things. Like it's spring, now we can step into the light. We're coming out of winter. That was a time to be in the dark. And yes, there is this big momentum behind that. At the same time, there's always these deeper, richer complexities at play. We're always having part of this alive in ourselves. And I just love that nature is always here to help remind us of how rich and complex life really is. Now, I open with the practice that I open with because what I'm really focused on is how we can bring these ideas and really bring them into our own experience, into our embodied experience in this world, in these lives that we're living, lives that, are unique to each of our own selves, while intertwined in more ways than we can fathom. And as we make space in our lives for these practices that have to do with being in our own bodies, and at the same time, starting to feel into the connectedness of it all. What's really holding us, what's holding you in this space is, in a way, what's holding all of us, right? All of us being held by the same ground, by the same earth that gets to be expressed in different ways in all the different areas that we may be living in. So maybe for you, it's a beautiful spring, warm day. For you, maybe you're in a blizzard like I've been in, or maybe you're like where I am in now, where it's this turbulent middle. So I bring this video to you today because, I've decided, I've been talking about wanting to make this more of a collective shared space. And I've decided to do that again through a 7-day, shall we call it a challenge? I always think it's funny to call these sorts of things challenges, when the energy of it, I feel, is so much softer. But sometimes we like the word challenge. We like the game of it, to get ourselves to show up and actually do the thing consistently for 7 days. So with this video, I wanted to give you a little bit of a look into what this 7-day challenge, shall we call it an experience? I like that word a lot better. What it'll bring for us is an opportunity to tap into our own selves, our own bodies, your own body, my own body, each of our own experiences as we are in greater connection through the greater web, all these different threads that hold us together. My favorite one, of course, to talk about being Earth, nature, and all the different ways that she expresses herself. So I'm going to make it super simple, just simply holding it here on YouTube. So all you need to do, show up here starting following Monday. I'll put that date in the notes. Of course, if you are subscribed, it makes it so much easier for you to be notified. Also, joining the Upward Slopes newsletter, upwardslopes.com/newsletter is a fantastic way just to make sure you're on the same page and ready to show up for this very simple experience, an experience that once again can help, really support each of us to get out of this space, out of our heads, out of this world us modern humans have created that often, comes with a lot of anxiety and sometimes depression and overwhelm. And we get so easily lost in the chaos of all of it. And the power behind this sort of embodiment work is not about escaping that, right? A lot of spirituality and whatnot has been about escaping this world that we've created. And, that's not what we need more of right now. We need people showing up fully here in a way that is grounded in our experience, our own experience that we can uniquely witness and understand. And again, as always, as a collective, because we are collectively experiencing so much pain and darkness, and also opportunity to bring in so much more light. So it's a big picture, as I always like to say. It's a big picture, and for me it all comes together by being able to more fully show up in this grounded, embodied, collective way. So I hope to see you next week in that space. I'm sure we'll have a mix of pre-recorded videos like this and lives, ways to participate in different ways. Yes, thank you for joining me today, and I will catch you next time.